What is going on, guys? This is Antoine Robinson. I'm back with another video. This will be the first video I'm doing in the garden for the spring. Haven't really had a chance to clean up everything. We've had a few cold spells, and the unfortunate thing about being in the South, you'll go from winter directly to summer, back to winter, and then it'll go back to summer again. And so just trying to get things tidied up, get some of the grow bags and the beds topped off with new compost and fertilizer to get ready for the spring. Even though I'm further behind than I'm used to, I know with the weather being what it is and the soil being good that the garden will flourish here in no time. And so I'll spend some time this week just getting everything up and going, and then we'll see what it looks like here in the next few months. I know I have not picked any of my kale all spring. This kale I planted back in August of last year, and the thing I love about kale is kale will go all winter long, but I've really neglected it on picking it. And if you don't pick it, you know, it'll flower. Case in point, and I'll show you an up-close picture of it. This plant here is already starting to flower. Normally these plants will last me a good couple years, but I've neglected them, and so it is starting to flower. If you harvest it, then they'll keep growing and producing, and they'll just get taller and taller and taller. But when you neglect them like I have, I really just haven't been around to to harvest kale like I want to, and so they're still growing. They're doing well. I mean, they've been watered and fertilized, and so they look awesome. But you know, they're just not going to continue to keep growing the way they need to if you don't harvest. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to harvest some kale. And then I'll show you a quick and easy recipe that you can use this kale for. I'm going to harvest this pretty aggressively just so it can keep growing. I know I'm on a small window here in the South to grow kale, because before you know it, the cabbage moths will be out and they'll lay their eggs all over the kale. Right now, just looking at it, I don't see any eggs yet, and I haven't seen any moths flying around. The only thing I've really seen are aphids on some of my broccoli plants, but haven't really seen a whole lot of pest pressure. And so right now, between April and May is the best time to really get as much kale as you can, because for me, come June, the cabbage moths will just decimate this, and then the plants will still be fine, but the leaves will be gone. And so once it starts cooling off and the moths are gone, then I'll fertilize the plants again, and then they'll start to grow, and they'll grow all winter long. The only one that I'll probably take out is this one, because it is flowering, and so I'm going to harvest this one pretty seriously, see what happens, but I really think that this one is going to be toast, because it's going to start putting all its effort into flowers and not producing more fruit or producing more leaves. And really, I'm just going to go ahead and top it off and just see, you know, what happens. But I'll go ahead and cut that flower stalk off, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to go ahead and harvest this. And harvesting kale is really, really easy. All you really have to do is come underneath the plant, because you really want to come nice and low to the plant, and then you can just start pulling the leaves off. And so you can pull these leaves off, and this is called the Red Russian Kale. A lot of different variety of kale. This is my favorite. You've got the curly kale, you've got the dinosaur kale, you've got the blue kale. There's a whole lot of different stuff. I like this stuff because it lasts winter, frost, doesn't matter. This stuff does pretty good. It really doesn't like direct sunlight, which is why it's here. It'll get shade. I really wish I really should next time put it closer, you know, into where there's shade, but you know, this will get, you know, probably 8 to 10 hours of sun, and then the rest of the day it'll be shade. When the sun comes out, you'll start to see the leaves kind of, you know, just kind of get weak, but it's fine. As soon as they get into the shade, they'll pop back up again. And so you can either just pull them off, or the quickest thing for me is just take some scissors and, you know, just cut them off. That way you can just quickly move through it. These, you know, they'll, you know, the bottom parts, you know, you'll get some of these that are yellow, just because I haven't harvested. You just take all this off, it'll go in compost later. And then you just go around the plant, and then you can quickly harvest all of this. And when I get inside and get ready to cook it, I'll wash it, and then check just to make sure. But just taking a little look, just making sure there's no pest or eggs or anything like that. And so these are on the smaller side for the leaves, just because I haven't harvested. Normally these leaves will be as big as your head, but these are on the smaller side just because I have neglected them as much as I have. And so hopefully harvesting this right here will get these growing, and then you know, the leaves will get much bigger as we go into spring. And so harvested quite a bit off of this one plant, and as you can see, you know, we've got a nice bushel of kale. I've got 3 plants here that I'm going to harvest like this, and then later on I'll show you a nice easy plant or a nice easy dish that you could cook to cook these up. Now, when it comes to kale, kale's very, very easy to grow. Doesn't take a whole lot. You know, really all the seeds are super small, and so all you have to do is just take those seeds, put them in some soil. These I normally put in cells, little seed cells, until they get to a nice size that I want to grow them at, and then you just put them in the soil, and they don't need a whole lot. Don't need a whole lot of fertilizer. Just need some space and nutrition, and they'll pop off and grow. And so kale is one of those superfoods. Some people like lettuce, you know, which I love lettuce. I've got a lot of lettuce growing, but you know, kale is kind of like spinach or collards or mustard greens, and so just a great plant. When their leaves are small like this, they are easy to eat raw, but once you get the bigger leaves, then you do want to try to cook them because they can be a little bit fibrous. But you know, Red Russian Kale kind of gets its name because it's got, you know, the little purple or red stem in it. And it's just a super hardy vegetable, but it's fantastic to cook and eat. You can just saute this, and you know, you have a wonderful meal. And so I'm gonna go ahead and harvest this, and then I'll add in a clip of a nice easy recipe that you can do. If you've never grown kale, I highly encourage you to grow it. Super easy plant. It'll last you all year long if you take care of it, unless you're in a climate like mine where you have a lot of cabbage worms. And the cabbage worms will decimate it, you know, because they absolutely love kale. But you know, that's why I also have stuff like this, you know, rhubarb or whatever you call it, Swiss chard, that you know, they don't eat this at all. And so as the kale dies out, I have the Swiss chard that's in here, and that'll be another video, but the Swiss chard will kind of take over, and then I'll start eating Swiss chard as well. All right, guys, well, that's it for the video today. If you've never grown kale, I highly encourage you to give it a try. If you have any questions about this video, or if you've struggled with growing kale and you want some more information, hit me up. I'd love to connect with you. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Take care.